Sonic Dream Team takes its name so seriously that I almost fell asleep when I was streaming it. Nothing to do with the busy week I've had, not at all. Oh yeah, I streamed it in Spanish, so that's why the text from my footage are in Spanish, if anyone's wondering. So we all thought that 2023 would see no more Sonic releases. We got Murder of Sonic, Origins Plus, all of the Sonic Frontiers giant updates and Sonic Superstars, but Sega held that trail like, yeah, I can handle another one, this is fine. The catch? It's an Apple Arcade exclusive game, so you can only play it on Apple devices. This has certainly made a lot of people annoyed. A 3D platforming game on mobile devices, and most people aren't gonna be able to play it? We'll talk about this later. The game released last Tuesday, and we could say it's an amazing opening intro, which happens to come with the game included. Okay, so the intro speaks for itself. It's one of the most Sonic-y things I've seen in my life, and I wouldn't change it in the slightest. But the game is worth talking about, so why not do that? I was amazed that we could play these big levels not only with an adventurous control when I first saw the game, but there's 6 playable characters, Cream and Rouge included? It's been 84 years, man. Sure, they all control the same if we're not counting the small differences between the 3 types of characters, but it's still a lot of characters that you get to play as in the same game. Not counting Frontier's Final Horizon, it had been 17 years since that last happened in a new release. I would prefer it if there was more of a difference between types than just having one move change, of course. Every time you choose a level, you have to choose who you're playing as, and I kind of feel like it doesn't matter that much. It's like changing your skin on Fortnite every 3 minutes. And even if I do need a different character in one section, the game allows you to change mid-level. The difference between characters is so small that the team behind the game doesn't care if you want to change at any time. Anyway, the controls are still cool. You can only boost, use the homing attack, and use the character-specific move, but moving is so comfortable that I don't really need to ask for anything else. I'm surprised that they managed to capture an adventurous feeling in a 3D boost game, but I also say that's thanks to the open stages we get to play here. They make me feel like I've got some good control over the whole thing, man. My only problem is that the levels feel empty, repetitive. It might be a mix of both of them. I think the issue here is they want you to play the same act around 5 times or so. That gets tedious after a while. Each zone drags on for too long. And I know why that is. Because Nintendo fans paid them. No, it's because 4 zones with 3 acts and a boss each can last around an hour of playing time or so. And they made it so that you have to complete a bunch of different missions per stage if you want to continue the story. And yeah, it's a mobile game, it's the sort of practice you'd have to expect from it. But I think there's better ways to approach this. Give me upgrades if I get to beat the level in a certain amount of time, or make an online mode where I can race other players Sonic R style. Just look for a fun way to extend playtime that's not, yeah, beat the level in this very easy to beat amount of time, you know. It's not unbearable, but at the very least, I wouldn't make it in a way that you have to do so many extra missions before you can get to the next level, because each act taking so much time to beat in such an artificial way ends up feeling a little boring at times. On the bright side, the variety of level themes between zones and even individual acts is great, and I love it because they took advantage of the dream gimmick of the game and made the stages feel, well, dreamlike. The way in which all the elements mesh and float around makes me think about how dreams work with different stories of your life crossing over in a somewhat nonsensical way. Oh my god, I feel like taking a nap. The bosses are quite cool. Each one of them has their own way of working, and you can tell the designers also took advantage of having the game be set in a dream to go wild with these guys and make them look as quirky and fun as possible. Especially the final boss. I'm not going to spoil it because there isn't enough interesting spoilable content here for me to feel the need to talk about that stuff apart from the boss I'm talking about. I'll just say it's probably the best part of the game. As for the story, even if I'm not spoiling it, it's simple but charming. Cream feels really important here. I like it when they give her the spotlight in the way Dream Team has. It's good to see the softer part of the franchise. I must say I see potential in this story for some sort of expansion in the future. So if Heartlight is interested in making more content for Dream Team, I'd be thrilled to play it. Now, is this short and sweet game worth buying an Apple product? No! I'm sorry, but you certainly shouldn't buy an Apple product if you're only interested in playing this. The whole thing kind of feels like a smaller scale Sonic Frontiers. You find yourself outside of the real world. Sonic wakes up and has to rescue his friends. You get to play in kind of open areas with a good feel and control. So yeah, if you've got a Switch or something like that, just play Sonic Frontiers. It's on sale all the time anyway. But Dream Team does have a bunch of redeeming qualities which are worthwhile, and I don't know if this is a worldwide thing, but as soon as I opened the Apple Arcade section of the store, it told me that I could play Apple Arcade games for free for 3 months. That is worth it. If you've got a friend who trusts you enough to lend you his Apple device for a while every time you feel like playing this, go for it. So why did you get an Apple device, Mark?
I'm just too obsessed with Sonic.
Just kidding, just kidding. I wanted to draw on a new iPad with an Apple Pencil for a good while now, so Dream Team was just the excuse to get it.
If this video didn't get you to sleep, please subscribe for more Sonic content. And let me know in the comments what your thoughts on Dream Team are. I am going to sleep. See ya.